Now, there is one thing that separates the people who obtain sustainable sobriety and the people who struggle with it for the rest of their life, maybe for decades, or they continue to struggle with their sobriety until they no longer can really function. My wife didn't do this. She was never able to obtain this one thing, and it's very, very important. And if you follow me at all, my wife succumbed to the disease about 5 years ago. She went to 7 rehabs, had 4 DUIs, multiple emergency stays, because she was never really deep down able to obtain this one simple thing. Hello, my name is Andy, and I've helped thousands of alcoholics down the path of sustainable sobriety. But just as importantly, coming from the family perspective, I've also helped their families because it's a family disease. And everybody must come together and make this, we're going to get through this together. Again, link is in the link tree. Set up a Calendy call. Takes about 45 minutes. And we do a deep dive into what's going on with you and your family. The call is free. The course is definitely not. But I'm looking for people who want to change their life and the life of their family. Now, what is that one thing? Now, it's so important, yet so simple. And that one thing is you have to admit that you have a problem. And I don't mean just on a surface level. You can't just sit there and kind of con the people in your life into thinking that, you're still hiding alcohol. Okay, you're still hiding bottles and cans. You're still drinking in isolation, and yet you're telling everybody that you've got it nipped in the bud and you're doing fine. You don't need AA. You don't need smart recovery. You don't need group therapy or detox. You're fine. Okay, the truth is, this is the trap that you find yourself in because your identity is to continue to drink, and yet you're telling everybody else the exact opposite. And the truth is, no one is going to change unless you do. The person in the mirror, the man, the woman, they have to look in the mirror and deep down realize that they have a problem. And not just have a problem, they got to do something about it. And it's not going to happen by itself. It takes action. It takes work. It takes definition in your day and your life. It's an hour-to-hour thing sometimes for people, and certainly a day-to-day thing. And you need somebody to walk you through this maze of addiction and psychological issues and outside sources and the blame game. It's everybody else's fault. It's not my fault. It's 100% the responsibility of the alcoholic. And until they have that mentality, and I mean deep down have that mentality, they're not going to obtain sustainable sobriety. And a perfect example of this is the terminology that so many people give themselves. One perfect terminology is, well, I'm functioning. I'm a functioning alcoholic. Okay, no, you're not. An alcoholic is an alcoholic. Just because you're able to pay your bills, maybe you're the breadwinner and you can keep up appearances, but you still go home at night and drink a 12-pack of beer. That's going to catch up with you. I mean, you can't drink 80, 190 beers a week and expect to have a normalized life. Eventually, it's going to take a toll on your health, your relationships, and your productivity. There's no way it can't. We're made up of organic material, and if you continue to intake alcohol, which is a class 1 carcinogen, if you continue to ingest poison into your body, your organs are going to break down. Your liver, your pancreas, your heart, your intestinal tract, and eventually your brain. It's the physiology. I mean, no one's going to escape this. So functioning alcoholic, that's a death sentence. And if that's your identity, you're in big trouble. And then, of course, there's the worst identity of all, and that's called excuse-itis. I had a lot of trauma when I was a child. I was abused. I was, physically abused or abused some other way. Or everyone around me drank. It was our culture that I was immersed in. So everybody drank, so I drank. So that's why I continue to drink. That's what I know. Okay, again, excuses. Blaming it on everybody else. My spouse is mean to me. My children are very, it's very stressful having children. I lost my parents at a young age. These are all excuse-itises. Life happens, guys. People lose jobs. People pass away. Life continues. This is not a reason to ingest alcohol, poison into your body, okay? You're using it as an escape. It's an escape, and you've used it as a solution to deal with your repressed emotions, your anxiety, your stress, your depression, or a plethora of other reasons. It's all excuses. And until you're able to look in the mirror and say, you know what, I got to stop doing this, it's going to continue. And it's got to come from the core of your being. I mean, it's not a surface level thing. It's got to come from your core. And really, the reason why this is so important is that you have to admit that you have a problem, because nothing moves forward until you recognize you have a problem, until you stop gaslighting and deflecting and get rid of the denial that's between your two ears. Nothing's going to move forward. You're not going to immerse yourself in group therapy or counseling or even the desire to stop drinking, because you're always going to find some excuse, and you're going to have a half-hearted way of trying to deal with it. And you're going to, you're going to backtrack. Oh, I did okay. I didn't drink for a month, so I can, I'm rewarding myself now. No, there's a wedding I can go to, so now I can reward myself. No, you can never, ever drink again in your life. And until you have that mindset and that becomes your reality and your new identity, you're not going to be successful with sustainable sobriety. And it's really that simple. And really, the last thing I want to say, it's going to be the hardest thing you've ever done in your life. But here's the thing. Do you want a life? Then you got to do these things. You got to admit that you have a problem and take action on that realization. Because you don't want to go down the road of my wife. Amanda, A Cautionary Tale of Alcoholism. The memoir, you can find it in my link tree. You can buy it anywhere in the world. There's an international link. It's also on Amazon. Don't go the way that my wife did. She never got farther than 60 days sober. She never got a 60-day pin because she never committed to the program. And that's really the bottom line. She just never committed to it because ultimately I don't think she wanted to stop for whatever her demons were. And you can find that, again, in the memoir. I don't want you to go down that road. And I tell these stories to save you and your family. And that's, every person we save gives purpose to Amanda's life. And I really hope that makes sense. Again, please like, share, and comment. And I hope this really, really hits home. Thanks for listening.